The years leading up to and during menopause are a rite of passage. The wise woman inside of us is calling to slow down, to take stock, to speak our truth, to burn away all that no longer serves us, ready for our next cycle of life. The good news is, with the support, community, connection, and most of all, sharing our stories and being truly seen and heard, we will travel through this powerful, sometimes painful, heroine's journey and out the other side. Welcome to the Menopause Podcast, real and raw stories of midlife and mental health. I'm your host, Kylie Patchett, menopause self-care coach and storyteller, and I am so glad you found us. Let's get on with the show. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another edition of the podcast. Today, I have the beautiful Mary Doube from the Strong Formula with us. Hello.
Hi,
how are you?
Good.
Welcome. I've been looking forward to our chat because we were connected by the beautiful Dr. Kelly Teagle from WellFem.
Yes.
And yes, I love the work that Kelly does in the world. So when she shares other people that she thinks have a brilliant message for our midlife audience, I'm like, all right, let's dive in.
Let's talk.
Yes. Let's come and chew the fat. Literally.
There you go. You're talking my language already.
Look at me. Now, for people that don't already know about your lovely self, can you just introduce yourself and what you do in the world, and then we'll dive in.
So my name is Mary Doube, and I'm otherwise known as Strong Coach Mary. So I think it's just a nickname I've gained because I love to lift cars and I love to throw kegs around at the ripe old age of 50. So I am the founder of Strong Formula, which is a menopause-focused ecosystem for women.
Oh, ecosystem. So, I love that language. Very cool.
Over 40.
Yes.
So I created this world, this universe out of my own personal story, which I'd love to share at some point.
Yes, please do.
That's who I am. So I'm a crusader for women over 40, and I decided to become that at the ripe old age of like 43.
So cool. Yeah. I love this because I feel like, first of all, happy birthday, because you did just have your 50th.
Yes.
I feel like midlife very much tends to do this to us. Like we come to these like fork road moments and we're like, do I continue down the road that I'm on, or do I change directions, or do I want something different for myself or whatever? So where were you at 43? What started this big transition? Because you weren't always Strong Coach Mary.
No, definitely
so tell us a bit more about that.
So, I started my life as an engineer. So a civil engineer, working in consulting, loving life, and always ambitious and starting businesses. And I had that kind of entrepreneurial, feel to myself always. But like married my childhood sweetheart. And of course, child one, I'm running a business, child one gets in the way. I'm talking, I'd say 30s actually.
Yeah.
So when I say gets in the way, you kind of drop off on the priority, the ladder of priority. Family life. Then I have child number 2 in a couple of years later.
Yeah.
And again, running businesses and living life and
juggling,
the hats. Yep. And then child 3 is 38 years old. By that point, I was, juggling, spinning plates. My mum got sick with cancer, who was my best friend. So, trying to manage, which is, trying to tread water, keep your head above the water.
Oh, yeah. I know that feeling well.
Suddenly I started feeling anxious, which was really unlike the vibrant Mary that everyone knew. I started gaining weight rapidly in my early 40s. A mix of just loss of, self-prioritization and just not taking care and, grabbing meals as you run, drinking wine, possibly a bit too much wine often. Too often. And I think, look, by the age of, I lost mum, so that was a big crisis, and was running businesses, and I just lost myself, Kylie. And at about 43, 42, I found myself, I think, what people describe as a nervous breakdown, I think could have been what happened. But my hormones were everywhere. I was going from doctor to doctor. By this point, I was so anxious I couldn't leave the house.
Oh, that's intense.
And I was 130 kilos. I was in so much physical pain.
Yeah.
And so physical pain, emotional, spiritual pain.
I was going to say emotional pain too. Yeah.
Yeah, and not coping. And, you know, I always get a bit teary when I talk about it because it takes me there. But I don't know, just a moment of crisis and a life and death moment. So, you know, sorry for being so dark, but it was just
no. That's
what
the reality.
am I going to do?
Yeah.
And I remember just a moment in bed, and I talk about a moment of vision, like just a visual that I had. And it was the most powerful thing. But I visualized a Mary, not even the Mary I used to be, but just a Mary that was healthy, that was agile, that was, you know, I could see her hair, a happy Mary, like a free Mary.
Yeah.
And I decided that day, that dark day, and I've got the date. So it was the 16th of December, and I remember it. And it was, I woke up in severe pain, severe anxiety, and I just promised that girl in the reflection that I was going to help her.
Yeah.
And that was it. It was like the tiger that, you know, the vision, like it just narrowed. And I went, that's it. Today is the day.
Yeah. You were in enough pain.
I was in enough pain, and I just wanted to live a happy and healthy life. And it was it just suddenly became, that visual became real.
Yeah.
And I just started going for it. And like most women, I saw a flag outside a gym. It was called CrossFit, and I used to drive past it.
Yeah.
Most women think, okay, weight loss. If I lost weight, that brings happiness. Weight loss equals happiness. So that was the trigger. It was like, I'm going to lose the weight.
Yeah.
So what happened next was quite remarkable. I walked into this gym, which was all about strength training and a new community, a new environment, just eye-opening. I used to run for hours and cut out carbs. That was my go-to.
You and the rest of Australia who grew up in the 70s and 80s.
Exactly. The diet mentality, the guilt, the self-hatred, that cycle. You know, you lose
being
the weight.
Good, being bad, all of
good,
that shit.
bad, right. So I learned a new way just through just the incredible coaches that I met and the community, but strength training and what it did to my body. So suddenly I was lifting weight and it was different. It felt different. Strength, building a strong body started translating. So obviously, like, weight loss happened without, you know, like that was just
as a natural
byproduct.
consequence.
And it actually became not important. So it started as almost like an addiction to feeling strong. So the more that I lifted, the more that I wanted to live. And the more that I did that, and the more that I cared about myself and what I put into my mouth and how I slept. And it was this holistic way of looking at health. I just started transforming, but building resilience. It was what was happening on the inside that mattered. So that building strength externally translated, and then suddenly I had this F off. Can I say it?
You can, absolutely.
You know, that I was like, oh my gosh, nothing's going to get in the way of me reaching my goal.
Yeah. It's such a different feeling in your body too, because I've been weight training since I was about 18. I had the blessing of, you know, back in the days, I don't know, when the hell was I 18? The early 90s, where it was all G-string leotards and aerobics, like step aerobics, right? So you picture this, people, G-string leotard. I can remember the leotard, Larry pink and green and purple pattern with a pair of green like tights underneath, you know, knee length. And I walk in ready to go to my step aerobic class, because back in those days, that's what you did. And the trainer hadn't turned up or something. Anyway, that wasn't on. And I was just really lucky that the personal trainer that was at that gym was like, have you ever tried like lifting weights? Have you ever done a program like that? I'm like, oh no, like that's not for me, sort of thing. And luckily, because it was a younger guy, and because I've been going there a lot, I trusted him. Like, there was that sort of already, that was a connection. I was like, oh yeah, I'll give it a go. And I had the same, I agree, it's an addiction, because and particularly if you've come from a state of high anxiety, which to me is your energy's all up here and very scattered, lifting makes you feel so much more grounded, and like you hold yourself different.
Yeah.
And you respect yourself differently and all of those things. It is completely the opposite to I must be as small as possible.
Yes.
Because that's the patriarchy going, women must be blah, blah, blah. It's a very different vibe. So I completely understand how it's addictive.
Totally. And what it does to my anxiety just dissipated.
Yeah.
So it took a long time, but
yes,
the more that I worked on myself, my physical self, the less I started. I remember like I used to take sertraline, a high dose, and it was cutting the tablet in half and then cutting it in half again. And then sometimes saying, well,
Yes.
So two things happened. There's this amazing photo, and it's the before and after on my website.
Yeah.
It's not a weight loss story, but it just shows you what I achieved in 1 year. Mm-hmm. So for anyone who's listening and wants to have a look, like strongformula.com.
Yes, we all put all the links in the show notes.
There's a great photo there. But again, the message is strong. So it's not a weight loss story. I don't want women thinking, I lost 30 kilos and
blah, blah, blah.
Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But so that happened. And so I went from doctor to doctor to doctor, and I felt really unsupported. So that was one.
Yeah.
A year later, I was a CrossFit coach. I was a strength coach. I was teaching women. So I had a complete career change. I just fell in love with wellness.
So good.
And I was teaching the 5 pillars, which was food. Mm-hmm. I'm not a nutritionist, but I learned so much about food.
Fueling the body.
Just broadly, let's eliminate sugar, let's do this, let's do that.
Yep.
And so movement, obviously strength training, sleep, breath, and mindset. So I was preaching and teaching these 5 pillars, and I was documenting everything that I'd learned.
Yes. Yeah.
So one, I was unsupported, I felt. So no one checked my hormones. No one checked anything. And I feel like perhaps I was going through perimenopause early.
Oh, I would say so, right? Yes. Mm-hmm.
So I was just told, you've got to see counsellor, you've got to see psychiatrist, which were amazing. Everything that I did led me to where I'm at.
Yeah,
so
of course. Yeah.
I appreciated the process, but I wish there was more support for women and more information. Yeah. So a year later I went, okay, I had a massive, almost like another moment, like that one on the 16th of December. It was a year later, and I decided that I was going to help women at scale. So I wanted women to feel supported, to just have more information, and this new message of strong.
Yes.
So I created Strong Formula. So that was the next chapter of my life.
Yeah.
Which was supporting women through peri and menopause. And I sat down and I drew this ecosystem. Mm-hmm. So I drew a big circle, and I drew, Strong Formula, the app.
Yep.
Which was, based on my 5 pillars. Mm-hmm. And of course now it's a non-hormonal method of treating peri and menopause. Yep. And then I drew a big shop, which I now call Menotique. So I wanted products. Like everyone said, try this magnesium, try this skincare. I wanted something centralized.
Yeah.
So it's now called Menotique, and I've done it, which is incredible. And I've created the app. So, this universe is kind of coming together.
Yeah.
You
So
know, it's
good.
not complete, but
Yeah.
I'm moving in the right direction and I'm helping women
Yeah.
at scale.
And I think there's a couple of things that are standing out to me, like both in your joining the gym, because CrossFit is such a it's such a strong community, and it isn't focused on how small you can get your body. It's about how many reps, what are you improving today, you know, and it's that very strong supportive community. And so what I'm hearing from you is the connection in the community was really key to you underpinning the transformation. Now, with a strong formula, you're actually giving other women that, but through a different framework, not necessarily in person. Because I think when I talk to, like, I'm glad we're having more conversations. That's great. I still think that we're not having enough conversations, and we certainly don't have holistic health, lifestyle trained doctors who also, like, rather than just straight away offering, the magic pill
HRT or
tablet.
conventional medicine.
Yeah. Or offer those things in conjunction with other things, because I think the other thing that disempowers women is like this shit thing called menopause is happening to me and I have no effing control. I don't feel like myself. My body's changing. The way I deal with stress is changing, or whatever, like whatever that situation is. And feeling, control's not the right word. It's like it's being done to me. And what I'm hearing from you is that you were able to take back the key pillars that do massively influence someone's personal experience of perimenopause and menopause, and help them to transform yourself and then go on to do it for others.
Yes. And you're right. So to touch on your first point, community is key.
Yes.
So I've spent, oh my gosh, I've tireless hours building a community within Strong Formula.
Yeah.
And that's my, socials, to my in-app community.
Yes.
To the community that I have women reaching out all the time. And I love speaking to them. It's just part of what, it's just talking to someone and understanding what they're going through, how I can help them, even if it's not using the app or just a listening ear.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just need to speak to someone.
Yep.
And say it's okay, and that, perhaps your anxiety is not just here for a short, whatever it is, anxiety, sore body, sleep.
Yes.
You are going to get through this.
Yeah.
Hope
Yeah.
and inspiration is what women see when they see me. They go, what? You did this at 45?
Yeah.
This is possible.
Amazing.
You just need to want it enough. And I say that. And it's not like it. Some women need HRT. Like the answer is not, it's not a simple answer. So there's not a one size fits all.
No, definitely not. I think I share a lot on the podcast about mental health being my biggest challenge during perimenopause and menopause. And I tried for a very long time to not go down the HRT route, and I have finally decided, and I have to say for myself, that having HRT to just keep everything a little bit more balanced has allowed me the space to then up my self-care and, do all of those things that I know are really good for me. The biggest thing for me was without HRT, I just wasn't sleeping. Like I constantly wasn't sleeping. And I'm a sleep scientist by original training. And that is so annoying. Like, all the sleep hygiene, all the things that you should be able to do that will influence sleep. And still am awake every night.
Yes.
At a night like that, last night actually. But I think I'm very wary of anyone who says there's only one solution. And I think for all of us, there has to be a huge toolbox, but we have to include the lifestyle factors that we can influence. Because if we're we're not putting the power in women's hands. Yeah. And I think that's a very dangerous thing, because then we can frame this transition as like, something shit, something awful, something that means I'm getting old and decrepit or achy or whatever. And we all know that our mindset, creates our reality. So whatever we're putting out in front of us, we're literally filtering for. Can you talk a little bit more? You used the word building resilience before. So when you look back at the version of Mary that was on the 16th of December, or maybe the 15th of December, let's go one day back
one day
in
before.
time. You're not feeling yourself. You've got a sense that there's an, original, more energetic, more able to cope version of yourself in the past at some point. And that kind of feels, I guess maybe not accessible. I don't know, actually, I'm putting words into your mouth. But my question was really, when you look back at that version of yourself and your ability to deal with stress and that resilience bounce back ability, how would you describe then versus now and how well you're able to? Because I think this is a really key part of what's certainly been, I can only speak from my personal experience. For me, all of a sudden I went from someone who could easily juggle multiple things and was very good at coping and high energy to very little stress tolerance. And it was really discombobulating because I was like, who the fuck is this? Like, I am not that person that can't get my shit together to get eggs for dinner. Like, I'm not that person.
Yeah.
So my identity shifted. So how would you describe the resilience? Hey, gorgeous. We interrupt this gold for a delicious invitation. If your whole body has been whispering more lately, more voice, more truth, more satisfaction, more clients of the soulmate variety, more cash, more you, then this invitation is for you. Potent, my sister mind is officially open. This is my high touch, holy fuck, I'm ready sister mind for rebels in good girl clothing who are done outsourcing their power and diluting their magic to fit into someone else's business formula. If you have been craving a space where your strategy, your voice, and your energy all get to be offered, honored, refined, and amplified, this is it. Inside of Potent, you'll get my eyes on your business every single week, copy mentoring, and that is for brand copy and content storytelling that turns your truth into client catnip, energetic recalibration that helps you unhook old learned limitation patterns, keeping you quiet, not being seen, not being heard, real-time, high-touch, one-on-one coaching that actually sees the bigness of your vision, and the kind of sisterhood that does not flinch when you show up in your full, messy, brilliant, phoenix rising from the ashes glory. This isn't surface level support. It's deep, potent, paradigm shifting work that changes who you are as a woman in business and a woman in life. We start in August. Early open access is open right now. For the month of June 2025, inside of this early access open doors period, you will receive juicy bonuses, extended payment plans, and access immediately to my entire library of storytelling gold. You'll find all the juicy details at kyliepatchett.com/potent. And we fill spaces, and there's only 10 of them, and more than likely only 5 by the time you listen to this, because by that time I will have offered them to the existing cohort, the beautiful original OG circle. We do actually take applications on a first come, first served basis. So come and apply, and let's get back to the magic of the episode.
I think, so I think it's the layered approach. I felt very overwhelmed. So I think as women, with just our responsibilities, were our expectations of ourselves, the expectation, we're mothers, we're carers.
Everything.
There's a sense of being overwhelmed. So I remember the 15th of December, Mary. I couldn't even go for dinner. I just... being in a social setting, it was this fear that overcame me. And I think it was, when I reflect back, it was being overwhelmed. There's a sense of being overwhelmed, and I can't attitude. Yeah. And I kept saying I can't. And just even basic things. get in the car, go to Woolies, get some milk.
Yep.
I can't.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I look back and I think, what happened?
Mm.
But I do believe it was a combination of my physical self, like
Yes.
lack too much copper, not enough zinc. I feel like it was a mix of that as well as my environment, just high pressure.
Yeah.
So, I don't blame myself for it. I think it's just everything at the time.
Yeah.
But for me, resilience, I built it through, and this is going to sound crazy, but it's all about putting myself in very uncomfortable situations.
Yeah.
A lot. Whether that's making myself do that, whatever it was that I feared, just doing it over and over and over.
Yep.
Obviously, changing my lifestyle. So, no alcohol. I stopped drinking for a year. So, I think health is a layered approach, and resilience is layered. It just doesn't happen.
Yeah.
It's something you build. So, stop drinking was me.
Yeah.
Stop putting rubbish into my mouth. Processed foods, like anything out of the ground, put it in your body.
Yeah.
Anything
you can recognize.
Anything that looks like it came out of the ground.
Yeah, exactly.
Put
like,
that
where
in
did
your
this
body.
come from? Yes.
Then start to put yourself in uncomfortable situations for me.
Yeah.
So it was, holy shit, how do I lift this weight?
Yeah.
I'm terrified. And then doing it, this sense of achievement, by making myself get in the car to get the milk that I was scared to get the day before. I come home, I'm not drinking. I've substituted whatever I was, white wine for something else, like a green tea. Tick.
Yeah.
Tick, 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 tick. Suddenly, I feel like I'm able to do a little bit more.
Yeah.
And a little bit more. And that takes training. Put yourself in another uncomfortable situation.
Let's go again.
Merit, reward, not self-hatred, not guilt, not I can't. And some days going, well, I couldn't do it today. That's okay.
Yeah.
Acceptance, self-love. And also my community changed, Kylie. Like, I lost friends. I lost a lot of friends because of my new self.
Yes.
Because I started respecting myself. So, I found myself in social situations where I'm just being my true self, vibrant, I'm holding a soda, minding my own business, and suddenly everyone's feeling uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure why. And then just the change, and obviously I started respecting myself.
Yes.
And my body, and I did not become a preacher, but I found myself at the center of every conversation every time.
Yeah.
So, why are you doing this? Life's too short. Just drink. Come on, have a drink.
Just enjoy things.
I don't want one.
No.
I don't want one. And look, right now I drink once every 2 weeks. I have a glass of whatever.
Yeah.
But it was a thing for me before. It was 5 o'clock. A wine.
Yes.
It started being a 4 o'clock wine.
And
it started becoming a 3 o'clock wine.
Yeah.
And then I had to stop because my daughter was 2. She said, Mum, it's bath time. Get your wine. And I thought, okay.
Oh, that's one of those moments where you go, okay.
Yeah. So I was like, no, not doing this. But so my whole, I lost friends. I gained a new community.
Yeah.
Healthy community. And, it was just a real shake-up. The last 10 years has been like my whole life flipped on its head.
Yeah.
So, and I'm just as happy. I'm just like on this crusade, as well as like this bone thing that I'm on. So I need to tell you a bit about
Oh, yeah. Tell me about the bones.
So when I first walked into that gym, there was a little caravan outside, and it was what I now remember is a DEXA scan, a mobile DEXA scan. So everyone was doing this scan, and I said, what is this? And they said, Mary, do it because you've just started strength training. It'll be really good for you to just be able to compare.
Yes.
So, of course, I did it.
Perfect.
And oh my gosh, Kylie, like I retested myself a few years later and the significant difference in my bone density and obviously my body composition because I
Yes,
had,
of course. Yeah.
had my big transformation. But then it all came together. So I'm, talking to women, suddenly they're losing bone density. It's become an issue for women over 40,
Yes.
going through peri, and obviously the decline is significant.
Osteopenia and
You're in your
osteoporosis
50s
territory.
and 60s, and all I do is talk about bone health. It's one of my passions.
Yeah.
So if there's one message, ladies, keep moving, do what you love. Do what you love. If you love playing tennis, play tennis. If you love running, go running. Do something that's resistance as well to help with your bones.
Yeah, because I think the biggest thing for me, I did a part of I've had all sorts of careers in health and wellbeing, but I spent a couple of years in an aged care facility doing like health and wellbeing programs and things. And you just need to go to somewhere like that to see the difference between a 60-year-old who has chosen more supportive health and lifestyle factors. Sorry, it has chosen less supportive health and lifestyle factors and is now in a wheelchair because they have multiple damaged discs and they're not able to move around themselves at 60. And I'm like, that's 12 years' time. I beg your freaking pardon.
Yeah.
And then you see the 90-year-olds that have actually done things that have impacted their bone health, and they don't even need a walker. And I'm like, I know which camp I want to be in because I am fiercely independent and I love my freedom. As soon as you cannot move around yourself, or as soon as you're in the danger zone of as soon as I fall down, I break a hip because my bone density is so shit, you're in dangerous territory and you have, by definition, limited your life or at least your health span. So you're preaching to the converted. I'm just like,
and I always talk about someone says, why do you train? I train for my old woman's body. I don't train for a bikini body.
Yeah, no.
I train for dense bones, strong muscles, functional independence.
Yep.
Healthy heart. Cognitive, like how powerful, the most powerful thing you can do for your mental health, for your brain, is go and run, go and lift weights.
Move.
Like noradrenaline, serotonin, all those, it's just boom. It's instant. Other than taking a hit of heroin, like there is no, which we're not doing.
No, we're not doing. We are not
what I'm saying? This is real. This is real. It's physical. You walk. I mean, how often? Go for a walk if you're feeling down. It's real.
Yeah. It 100% is. I think when I feel into, like I just at the end of last year did specific yoga certification for menopause and beyond. And one of the biggest things that we really focused on is like our chronic disease risk drastically increases as soon as our estrogen levels start declining. And the three biggest life limiting things are brain health in terms of structural and therefore cognitive health, and then also heart health and bone health. And then the subsequent things behind that, the ones that can impact your health, so not necessarily limit your life as much as the first three, but things like diabetes and all of the, like the chronic diseases. Yes.
Heart disease.
Yeah, that build up. And every single one of those is helped by holistically taking care of yourself. So, I see people like, oh, I've put on weight, so I'm going to go and lose weight. And I'm like, what about all the other areas of your health? Are you feeling, I don't know, when you're talking before, when you say, keep putting yourself in uncomfortable situations, something that I've really, really anchored into in the last few years is that, like, you have to go first. You don't just get self-trust magically handed to you on a platter. And And listening to your story, what I'm hearing again and again is you little by little and layer by layer built resilience, but you also built self-trust because you said, today I'm going to choose a green tea and not the wine. Today I'm going to get to the gym and shift 20 kilos instead of the 10 that I could 2 months ago. And that by definition builds your self-trust. And it's like, if we want to be living and aging healthfully, the foundation of everything is how we treat ourselves. And I think that that's getting lost. It's still getting lost in we have to be a particular size because it's all about weight and the whole thinness equals godliness shit that is still so, don't even get me started. Anyway.
No, I'm 100 kilos. I'm 95 kilos.
Yeah.
And I feel
amazing.
And I'm in proportion. And yes, I'm large, but I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. I'm healthy. I'm in a healthy,
And you're vital though. And this is the thing, like when you see 90-year-olds that are still, mobile and everything, one of the things that you notice too about personalities is that it's the people that have a more positive mindset, that are more anchored to, they've got their besties that they hang out with and they're, that type of stuff.
Yeah.
And it's like all of these things nourish us. It's not just, it's very much about what we put in our mouths as well, but it's not just that.
Exactly.
Tell us a little bit more, please, about that was very demanding, wasn't it? Tell us a little bit more. Sorry, could you please tell us a bit more about the Strong Formula app? Because I know there's going to be lots of people listening in and they're like, oh my God, she's describing me right now. This is the 16th of December, me.
This is me. Yeah. So what I decided to do was layer it because my journey to wellness was layered.
Yes.
I decided to layer a program, and obviously it's delivered by our app, so it's easy.
Yeah.
You download the app, you sign in, and on day one, you meet me. Via video, you can do it anywhere, anytime.
Yeah.
So it's based on those 5 pillars. So as I said, strong training, beginner's strong program. It's broken up into 3 sections. So a warm-up.
Yeah.
A strong workout, so strength training, and it's just 2 dumbbells.
Yep.
And then I've added a WOD, so a workout of the day.
A day,
So a workout.
I was like, all right, I remember my CrossFit days, yes.
So I've added like a workout for women because lots of women use it and some have never moved. So I don't want them to do the workout. I just want them to do the strength training session. So it's from absolute beginners all the way through to women, who are in their early 40s who have done some level of strength training before.
Yeah.
So layered approach, get to meet me. Then day 1 is nutrition. Day 2 is a workout. Day 3 is sleep.
Yep.
Day 4 is breath. Day 5 is mindset. So I tell my story and I talk about all those things we've talked about. Get uncomfortable, work-life balance, self-prioritization, fear. I don't know. I talk about all of it and I get deep and dirty and I talk about my personal experiences and all the lessons.
Yeah, beautiful.
And then week 2, so you go through like a strong training, like you learn how to deadlift, you learn how to press, and it's all based on functional movement. So I want you in your 70 to be holding a basket and putting that basket
up on a shelf,
clothes into whatever.
And things like, and this is the big mobility stuff, it's like, can you get up off the floor?
Exactly.
There's people that were coming to my yoga class that were in their 30s that were not able to get up off the floor without significantly, scaffolding. And I was just like, far out, man. By the time you're 60 or 70, you've got no hope. If you get on the floor, however you get there, whether it's a fall or purposefully, you're not able to get up. Like,
and
that's
it's interesting
scary.
because I have a burpee in my workout. So some women go, what?
Yeah.
A burpee. Now I can do 100 burpees.
Yeah.
Right? You can say 3, 2,
I reckon
1.
I could do like 3 at the moment. I'm
But
so deconditioned.
what I want to get to is that you don't have to do 100 burpees.
No.
You can step it out. There's scaled versions of everything I do.
So good.
So just to learn, get up off the ground. Exactly what you said, Kylie. We need to be able to get on the floor and get back up, even if it's just stepping it back to start with and stepping it back. Or if you can't, you can't. I've got a scaled option.
Yeah.
But I want you to build to that.
Yeah.
Now, the nutrition is menopause focused.
Yep.
It's about adding value, not about
deleting whole food groups.
Hello. No more restrictive diets. No more guilt. No more shame.
Yeah.
This is what your plate should look like as a menopausal woman.
Yeah, beautiful.
This is what I want it to look like. These are very simple.
Yeah.
This is what you should eat. This is what you kind of, like eat less and eat some of.
Yeah.
Right?
Occasional.
So it's simplified for you and you go on you learn about dairy, the importance of just all of it.
Yeah.
And it's menopause focused. And then that's it. There's the community element as well. So you jump in and then there's, women all around the world that say, I'm having a great day. I'm having a shit day. I need help.
It's so good. I think the community and connection thing, well, I know for myself, like I live in country Queensland and I live in a town where I have got friends, but all of my close friends are way away, like Sydney or Sunshine Coast or whatever. And I have really found, I do think that that's partly though the transition of menopause. Like I've really wanted to sort of like fold in and just get in my own little bubble and just be with myself a lot of the time. But I do think the isolation thing, it's so easy, and particularly if your mental health is not great, to get so isolated that you feel like you're the only one going through this. It's like, oh no, honey, there's millions of us, literally millions of us across the world going through a menopause transition at the moment. And interesting.
I've got a Facebook group of 3,000 women across the world who just every day are pouring out their hearts or providing their tips and their stories. So that's amazing. But there's Menotique as well. So the store, I've got incredible products coming. Menopod, like it looks like a mouse actually, and it relieves hot flushes.
Oh, so good.
Coming all the way from Canada. It's just like the people that I'm meeting, Kylie, and the brands that are reaching out to be part of it. Yeah. Incredible. So great, supplements, skincare, hair care, you name it. So it's starting to just grow slowly.
Yeah. It's good because it sounds like it's like, because I think the other thing that overwhelms women when this starts happening is, oh my God, there's so much information and everyone has a different opinion, but bringing it all in together into the one sort of hub.
Yeah.
Because if I do hear the word overwhelmed so often, it's like, what's the opposite of overwhelmed? Just simplify it into one place where I can just go. And also I love the fact that it's on an app. So like for people like me, I have actually two really well equipped gyms, but there's no PTs that like they're both unmanned type of thing. So to be able to sort of have a phone with you to be like, okay, I know what I'm up to. Yep, this is what I'm doing sort of thing. That is attractive because I think then it makes it so much more accessible for people. I'm going to address the elephant in the room because, oh my God, I literally just had a conversation the other day with a friend who's like, I don't want to start weight training because I'm going to bulk up. And I was like,
oh no, please.
Can we just address that? Because I mean, I have spoken about that on the podcast a lot and the way that when I'm lifting and particularly challenging, like building on your lifting program, that I feel so much more grounded and so much more capable. That's the word that keeps coming to me. But there's still some women, and I reckon they're the 70s and 80s babies that probably had mothers that were on Weight Watchers, cutting out carbs and running on treadmills for hours. Yeah. Can we just address that, please?
Yeah. Look, the level of training that you need to do and the weights need to be so heavy in order to build muscle to a point where I don't know what the vision is, that you look like a woman Arnold Schwarzenegger. I don't understand it. I lift 60, 70 kilos above my head. And yes, I look
Toned,
but there's no bulk. I mean, I'm not out of proportion, but I'm one of Australia's strongest women. Like, you cannot build that level of muscle even if you try. So for those who are skeptical, please just try it even, is what I would say.
Exactly.
And if you hate the way your body looks, stop.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know what to say because it's beyond my
Me too.
scope, my brain.
I actually found myself I was actually exasperated to still be having the conversation. I'm like, wow, that's really judgmental, number one.
Yeah.
But also I'm like, you don't know what you're missing out on because that endorphin hit, like I do get it from most exercise, but like this big, but weights, like challenging weights with good form. Because I have a ligament disorder, so I have to be very careful with the way that I'm shifting heavy weights now, which I've only just discovered. But that is the biggest, strongest, most intense endorphin hit. And I'm just like, you're missing out. I literally think if I wasn't lifting like challenging weights in the gym when my mental health was at its worst, I would have hit that like breakdown or like whatever we want to talk about. I mean, it got pretty bad, but that was my main coping strategy of like shifting my state in the mornings was just all you have to do is get up and get to the gym.
Yeah.
Everything else will happen from there. So you just have to, and lucky for me, it's literally around the corner. I'm like, I can walk there easily. Yeah. So that was how I managed because I really relied on that endorphin hit to just lift, my mental health or
provide clarity. I mean, I have such brain fog. That's the only thing that the last symptom that I'm dealing with.
Yeah.
It's okay. I know what to do, and that's like to move and to, try to get to bed early and to practice my sleep hygiene and things that I teach. I need to act on. So,
so what? At 2:00 this morning, when I was looking at my blue lit device, doom scrolling, you wouldn't advise that? No, we don't advise that.
Do not grab your phone. So, like. We're all in this together. We're all feeling similar. It's just that we, some of us just know or just are more informed. And, hopefully someone's listening and wants to take that leap of faith and grab that app and just go on a journey with me. I just through think the app.
I have a history of pretty chronically cyclical dieting, which then ended up in massive binge eating because I went on a super restrictive, I'm going to call it a food cult, which cut out huge amounts of food groups, etc. So let's not do that, everybody. Let's give up the restricted eating practices. Where was I going with that? There was a point to that. This is where my this is where my menopause ends up affecting my cognition.
Welcome to my world. Yes, I walk around with scissors and I go, what was I doing with this? Where was I going?
Was I chopping up somebody?
One of the kids? Exactly.
Oh, that's what I wanted to ask. I mean, I don't know where my brain was going before, but I'm interested. How old are your kids now?
So 19, 17 and 12.
Okay. And this was about 10 years ago. No, not 10 years, 7 years.
No, like seven.
Yeah, 43, 50. Yeah, cool. So the changes that you've made to taking care of yourself in this way, how have they impacted? And you've got the two oldest girls. Yes. So daughters. I'm really. Oh, 3 daughters. Sorry. I thought it was a boy. There you go.
Yes.
So how do you feel that you leading by this example has changed the way that has it shifted?
Yeah, look, I learned from my mum. She always said, you were such a nightmare, Mary, like so strong and such a leader and a nightmare. Like there were times when I was 15, I'd, do all the running away from home and coming from a real, a traditional Greek
Greek
family, I was
background,
like,
yep.
no, I
No.
want a boyfriend.
Yeah. Yep. Mhm.
I was talking about confidence with the girls, and
Mhm.
what I do love is they all take pride in their health
Mhm.
and they respect their bodies. So, and it's as simple as them going, Mum, guess what I did today? I squatted this amount of
Yeah.
weight, and they've
Yeah.
all got this vision that strong is beautiful from their
Oh,
mum,
job done, mama.
job done. And we talk
Yeah.
about confidence, and I always go, girls, look at mum, look at me.
Mhm.
I'm a size 14, sometimes
Yeah.
I'm a size 16.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
love the way I look.
Yes.
Look at the bikinis I wear. I'm never conscious. I'm really proud of who I am because I
Yeah.
feel great.
Yeah.
I feel like age for me is a feeling.
Yeah.
It's an attitude. And I feel like the girls have starting to
Yeah.
feel they're just grappling that idea of confidence. And,
Yeah.
even the 12-year-old yesterday, we were walking, she said, Mum, this boy at school said, oh, you're so confident. And I said, yeah, well, my mum is Strong Coach Mary. And I'm just laughing, going, oh, my God, job done, job done.
I love it. And also, how isn't that the perfect demonstration of how confident women are quite often seen and interacted with in a negative?
Yeah.
That the confidence is, if a woman is confident, she's up herself, or she's conceited, or she's whatever, sub in the bullshit there. But if a man is confident, then he's just sure of himself or whatever. Like it's seen as this like normal for a man, but not for a female. And I'm like, fuck that as well. Like,
well, you can't live in my family, with that mentality. It just does. You just, you will be unseen. But no, that's not true. I agree. I just feel like, confidence, like they see me so confident, and not always, like, of course we all have our moments, but
of course. Yeah.
What I say, how I dress, how I feel, my energy.
Yeah.
I talk about, aging. I talk about how it's feeling. How can I feel so great at 50? Who cares what number I am? I'm moving well. I'm eating well. I've got a great attitude. I'm in love. My heart is full.
Yes.
My heart is full.
And doing purposeful work.
I talk about a warm heart.
Yeah.
I talk about a warm heart, and the girls say, oh, we've got a warm heart too, Mum.
Oh, it's so good.
And we've been through a lot. I've been through a divorce. I've been, we haven't had the most easy journey.
Yeah.
But it's all about perspective and gratitude. I learned about gratitude, I'm here, I'm present. I'm so lucky to be here talking to you, Kylie. How brilliant that we're sharing thoughts and emotions and laughing and crying. Like this is all part of just who we are and
the beautiful
our
experience.
Journey.
Yeah, exactly. And I think when you say about like shifting from being an engineer to this health and well-being, and it became such a focus for you, it's like, I think for a lot of women, I certainly did. I was still in a corporate. So I had my own business, then went back to corporate consultancy, and now back in my own business. And I think I just had a moment last year where I was like, I am not delivering my gifts to the world in any format in this corporate environment. It doesn't suit me. Like, I love freedom. Turn up at a desk at 8:30. Sorry. Like that does not vibe with my vision of the world. Yeah. And I feel like there's this natural kind of questioning. I mentioned in an interview I recorded before that I read a book called The Upgrade, which talks about how women's brains change during menopause transition. And one of the things that the lady said was, estrogen is a hormone of accommodation. And as our estrogen drops, we start to go, oh, actually, I'm not available for that type of relationship, or I'm not available for treating my body like that, or I will not over-deliver and disempower my children, or whatever. But I think it's such a beautiful thing that when you hit this kind of transition time for yourself, that you've found as a result this purpose, which is so important for our own health. And I think that we are both of the generation where we are paying for being told that you can have it all because we went and got it all, but it may not have been the all that actually deeply satisfied us.
Yeah.
And I think that we're on that cusp. Yeah.
We align. Definitely. My engineering career was, it built the framework for who I am, because my digital, my engineering brain allows me to explore, technology, and I love that. And I'd never not do my 6-year crazy civil engineering course, but my heart's somewhere else. I'm on a crusade now, and it does get tough. It's a very competitive world. Yeah. This health and wellness space, but I am not going anywhere. No. I will be 70 and 80
and still
weights and till I've got one foot in the grave going, make sure your bones are strong.
Yeah. I know. I'm like, I'm in my grave, I'm 130, but my bone density is still brilliant. Do you know, is it Train with Joan? Are you connected to her on Instagram? No. So I think she's just did she turn 70 or 80? She took up weight training. So I think it's her daughter or her son is a personal trainer, has a gym, and she took up weight training I want to say in her 60s.
Okay.
And she is a freaking legend.
I think I know who you're talking about now. Okay. Train with Joan. I'm going to
Train with Joan. Yeah. She's so beautiful, and she has such a cute little personality to go with it as well. But man, she lifts some heavy shit, and just the way that she holds herself, I'm just like, I'm pretty sure maybe it was only 70. But anyway, either way, I'm comparing her to people that I know that are in, and they are already old in their heads, they're old in their bodies, they're, got chronic disease.
It's even my dad, Kylie, when we were in Greece, he's from a tiny island.
Mm-hmm.
And he, after losing mum, he decided to go and he met another woman, which was amazing, Helen. And he moved to Port Stephens.
Yes.
North of Sydney. Yeah. And then he spent 6 months in Greece on the island because we've got a house there.
Yeah.
And I was watching him. He's got a yacht, and he's obsessed with fish, the sea. Like he's an amphibian. Honestly, he's got webbed feet. We always make fun of him, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he was rowing, and I was just looking at his body, and he's 75.
Yeah.
And for as long as I've known him, he pushes, he pulls, he lifts, and I can see it in his body. Yeah. Like he's just got so much mass, muscle mass for a 75-year-old.
Yeah.
And it's all credit to that pushing, pulling, lifting.
Functional fitness.
Like all of that.
Mm-hmm.
And I was looking at him going, that's who I want to be.
Yeah. My dad was, so he was 55 when I was born. So he was 91 when he died. And I have always had his longevity, and he was like super positive, super connected, was working at Meals on Wheels for the old people, in inverted commas, when he was 90 and the old people were 60. Anyway, he used to go and peel potatoes 3 days a week. That was his job. And, he had such a positive outlook, and he had simple, he ate simple food, like a very simple, uncomplicated lifestyle. And he got to 91, and I've always had that as my framework of I have really good genes, I have really good vitality, I'm going to age really well. And I have to say, when I hit this perimenopause thing where all of a sudden I was aching all over, and I was like, holy Jesus Christ, this is not matching my expectations. Something has got to give. So I think, there's a good wake-up call, I think. And as you said before, I think we need to keep in mind that this is a transition point, very similar to when we first become mums or go through puberty or whatever. And it is tricky and messy sometimes, and it's also magical, and it's also for a purpose, and it's not permanent. But it is an invitation.
It is. And it's all part of our life, and we just need to know how to manage the journey.
Yeah.
And be well informed, because then we go into our 60s and then our 70s and it's just being constantly valuing your physical, mental, spiritual health.
Mm-hmm.
If you've just do it. Just put that on the top of the list of priorities.
Yeah.
And move through life knowing that, you're well informed and you're giving respect to those 3 factors. And then what more can you do is all I can say.
Well, that's what's within your control. That's the influence. My final question, and it kind of leads on to what you just said. If someone's listening, and I'm going to include myself in this, if someone's listening going, oh, this all sounds very good, but there's an excuse, right? I have no time, or I have no whatever, fill in the blank here. What do you want to say to those people? It sounds like you really had just a moment in time where there was a decision and you were aligned with that decision very strongly. For people that are still in that, that change cycle where they're contemplating change, they're not feeling well, but they're not quite at the most painful point yet. So they haven't actually made any changes. What would you say to them?
I would say invest in your body now and your soul now, because it takes time. Building muscle, building bones,
building resilience, self-trust. Yeah.
Building self-trust is not an overnight action.
Yeah.
So I have lots of women who come to me at 65 with osteopenia and say, Mary, what do I do? I need to take the injection now. And I'm like, I've got family who I adore who just hear me harp. And I got the call from my cousin who said, Mary. And I said, don't you dare tell me you've got that. She said, I do. Listen, just listen and take action now.
Mm-hmm.
And grab yourself. If you can see the ladder, if you're down at the bottom, grab yourself and drag yourself somehow to the top and just make yourself a priority.
Yeah.
Because if you're not strong, if you're not healthy, then what happens? What happens?
It's a ripple effect to everything.
The structure around you, it'll just collapse. So do it now.
Totally
Start
agree.
now.
Do it before it becomes a crisis point and you have to make a really hard decision.
You don't need to get to a crisis point.
No, definitely
You need to just make an informed decision today that you're going to value you.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it, Kylie.
So simple, really.
It sounds simple, doesn't it?
Yeah, it really does. Can you remind us? So I'm going to put all the links to everything underneath. I'm off to visit your website to look at your before and after picture and just inspire myself. I have to say, I love, because I have an aversion to weight loss for an end goal, because that has led me to abuse my body for decades.
Yes.
Decades and decades. And particularly the concept of, weighing a certain amount equals happiness and weighing a certain amount magically gives you self-worth, which neither of those things are true.
Bullshit.
So I really am resonating with the fact that you're actually speaking something that you've lived. And I know for so many people, it takes going and seeing a real before and after, not of a weight loss situation, but of a woman who was not prioritizing herself and who is. So can you remind us, it's strongformula.com?
That's it. And if you want to download the app, it's Strong Formula.
Oh, yes.
That's
perfect.
it.
Perfect.
You just go to the App Store, Google Play, and download Strong Formula.
So good.
And you will get the call from me. You'll get the email, because there's nothing more that I love than just reaching out to women who sign up. Just suddenly go, hi, Kylie.
So cool.
Strong coach. And they're like, what?
What?
Like real strong coach? And I'm like, yes. So beware.
So
I'll find you, even if you're in a mine in Utah. I've done that,
It sounds like you've done that before.
I've done it before. So definitely. And any questions, if anyone wants anything, needs advice, off the record, not app related, just always. I'm always there. DM me, anything.
Thank you so much. You have been inspirational. Such a joy to connect today. I've had such a beautiful combination of guests today. Just such
good. And thank you so much for giving me the platform.
No
to be
worries.
able to
I'm
share my
very
story.
happy to be connected. No doubt we will stay in touch. So
We will.
thank
We
you
will.
for
All right,
sharing your
Kylie,
beautiful
thank
self.
you so much.
Bye-bye.
See ya.
Thanks so much for listening into today's episode. If you love the show, as I hope you do, please take the time to subscribe on your favourite pod listening platform and rate and review. And for bonus points, if you have a friend or someone who popped to mind as you were listening to this episode, why not hit the share link wherever you're listening and send them a little love bomb. Like, listen to this. Did you know this is normal? I really, really, really would love to get these beautiful stories into the hearts and ears and minds of so many more midlife mavens. And your help spreading the love is truly, truly appreciated. Thank you so much. I'm Kylie Patchett, your host, and have a spectacular day.